Diaz. This rotates it. You get to the 5th inning, you're done. Game over. Diaz, Vasquez, Keller,
Crick, Rodriguez.
You know, yes.
I mean, we're forgetting.
And then
guys.
Santana next year. Like like you're right. It's insane. And then you do have guys that can go multiple innings if need. I mean, right now we're talking about Brault. You know, but then when Chad Cole comes back, maybe he's in that mix as that 2-3 inning reliever.
Right.
You know, if this team gets creative, especially if you have a guy like Diaz in here, you could do something.
That's what
have to get creative.
That's what they need to do to be like that. They had a good year. They were over 500. We've talked about it. Be creative and try to add to strength. And even if you don't get Diaz, you don't trade for that or something. I still think we talked about these names the past couple weeks. Go get a reliever, a pretty strong reliever off that free agent pack.
Yes.
And add to that strength, because I think that could be so big in these games, especially where baseball is going. And if you can't add a starter, then add to this bullpen. So I'm really hoping that something is added.
I mean, think about this, Ryan. A lot of cards have to go down, okay? It's easier to say this than to be done, but if you went and got Edwin Diaz for Keller, and this is all hypothetical, and I'm not even 100% sure I'm sold on it, but you go get Diaz. Diaz is getting paid nothing, So you gained, hopefully, about 3 WAR in this guy for pennies.
For nothing, yeah.
You're hoping to get 3 WAR out of a shortstop, So you've done it right here. Now you still have money. I mean, what if you go ahead and you're able to trade Nova, sign another pitcher, or make a deal for Sonny Gray. I don't know. Like, what if you're able to still acquire another pitcher because now you have money to spend, elsewhere, another strength. You're not really looking for that shortstop. If you did it this way, maybe I'm cool to run with Newman and see what he has. Or I don't know about Cole Tucker. Not yet, at least. But maybe you've signed some stopgap shortstop. Some guy like you can do some damage this route.
Tucker's been
still have money to spend.
Speaking of Tucker, he's been tearing up the Arizona Fall League.
Yeah,
just throwing it out there. I know.
I know, but my thing is, I know there's a lot of people that like Tucker. He's projectable. Like he could be a good hitter. He's kind of coming into his zone a bit.
Yeah,
but it's like I look at the Arizona Fall League, like the playoffs. Okay, so he's had, 16 good at-bats, basically? Like, what's it been?
Right,
I mean?
It's a very small
So it's
sample.
he's doing great in the Arizona Fall League. Okay, well, what about his entire season he had in AA this year? Like, that doesn't matter because these past couple weeks? So,
right.
I take that with, very lightly, grain of salt. And great. Like, I'm glad he is. I'm glad he's not playing terrible, but... I'm not going to say, okay, he's our future now.
Right, you're not you're not
2 weeks.
You're not just saying, in 2 years, a year or two, it's Tucker and that's it at shortstop. Like you're not going to paint yourself into that corner. So
no,
I mean, I'm not either.
Hopefully it is. Like hopefully he is that good. But.
Right. So, yeah. So and who knows? Now we talked about Seattle. They probably won't sell anybody. But
they are.
You're like
they are.
But it's
Come
crazy.
On, Dipoto.
But like we talk about the Vasquez, like if we went and traded him, what haul you would want for him? Well, if you're the Mariners, I mean Diaz is 24, the year he just had. They're probably saying Keller's not enough. So it's like you'd have to give up more. So it's crazy. It's crazy what I mean.
Who would offer? I
don't know. I know. It's nuts. It's nuts, but
I feel you. I mean, I'll put it this way: they're at least going to probably ask for more than Keller, and then it might settle on Keller. That's for sure. That could be the argument. I mean, listen, here's what they've gone for. These relievers and such, and this is this guy. I mean, who's put up these numbers? That's been traded.
I know.
There's
not really a precedent for it.
I mean, what did Kimbrel haul?
Yeah, but
they were good prospects, but not like a top. I mean, Keller's like ranked in the top 15-ish, close to 10-ish, right? He's like a number 11, 10, around there.
Yeah. Well, wait. Kimbrel wasn't as. Let's see here. Yeah, because
when San Diego to Boston, I think that's the closest you can get to this type of production. And that got Margot, right?
What was his contract?
And Espinoza?
That's what I'm wondering. Because I think, okay, so he was traded by the Braves.
Whatever it is now.
He was traded by the Braves to the Padres for, right now, it looks like a bunch of nothing. Matt Whistler, Carlos Quentin, Jesus.
Yeah, but
Cameron Maben.
Oh, wow. But the thing about that, dude, is that was the old school mentality. Kimbrel was closer to the new way of thinking about relievers. That's why I wanted to use
Then he was traded
one.
to the Red Sox for Javi Guerrera, Margot, and a couple other guys.
right?
No. Just Margot, Javi Guerrera, Carlos Azuela, and Logan Allen.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Oh.
But like I said, that was 2015 as well. People weren't like relievers, we were saying not pay him and all that, but yeah.
Makes you think. But I would say that's probably the closest reliever, in like that time frame too, because he had quite a few years, with Boston still. I don't know. It'll be intriguing to find out.
So, yeah, we'll see. But
all right.
Next week we'll talk about the next team that's selling pieces off.
Where's it at?
Can't wait.
But the Pirates, ladies and gentlemen, are buying.
Oh, we'll see about that. They let Josh Harrison go.
Yeah, what is that?
Cheap bastards.
Who's upset about that?
$10.5 million. They let Josh Harrison go.
Who's upset about Josh Harrison going?
A lot of people.
This cracks me up.
You know what's funny? Today I read a San Diego Padres blog.
Oh my God!
That was all about.
What was your
about Josh Harrison?
Your day was
day
was off.
They were
reading
hoping
Padres
and
blogs
that maybe a Josh Harrison 3-year, $24 million deal can get it done. Bruh. 3-year, $24 million. If I'm Josh Harrison, I'm getting that done right now.
Right?
You're going to pay me 3 years at $24 million? Did you watch Josh Harrison this year? Come talk to some Pirates people. We'll tell you if you want to get that deal done at all, period.
That's why you
let alone 3 years, $24 million.
That's why you shouldn't be reading Fanboys. Some fanboys in San Diego.
And it was so funny, too, because like the first line was basically like kind of like questioning it. Like the Pirates, oddly enough or whatever, like decided to decline his option, leaving him to be a free agent. I'm like, did you watch Josh Harrison at all? Anyway.
Yeah. How about the Forbes report, DiNardo? The Pirates trading Andrew McCutchen to the Yankees. We didn't talk about this.
We need a losing horn for that.
I mean, are you kidding
I
me?
totally forgot about that. That's just atrocious.
Holy hell.
And I'm sorry. I mean, the whole thing about this wasn't because the Pirates aren't cheap and the Pirates didn't do stuff. I mean, yes, that's true. The whole point of this and us bashing it and putting all this attention to it is you are writing for Forbes magazine. You are getting paid to talk about baseball. And you had no idea that the Pirates didn't trade Kutch to the Giants? You thought they traded him to New York? How am I supposed to take anything you say?
And wait, and they used that, and then the declining Mercer and Harrison options that the Pirates have waved the flag and we know which direction they're going. What? This is going. So wait, so we traded for Archer at the deadline, and Kella, but we traded McCutchen to the Yankees, and now we're waving the white flag. And none of this makes sense.
When they had a glimmer of hope, they made a trade and got Archer, and then when the rails came off the train, they traded McCutchen to the Yankees. So now you know which direction they're going. That's not what happened. And if you have any inkling about what's going on in baseball, you would have the wherewithal to know that Andrew McCutchen was with the Giants. Who forgot about that?
I feel like Mike Gundy. That's not true. This is Forbes. Stick to business and news. Get out of the sports game. Like, what do you and what where's the editor in that? And then how about
like who's saying that like the Giancarlo Stanton's still with the Marlins? Oh, I forgot that deal happened. I forgot the Yankees. Like, who doesn't know who gets paid to write baseball that Kutch went to the Giants?
And these like that Kutch went to the Yankees, so that's like a prominent team where most anybody national writer would follows the Yankees because that's all they talk about.
Awful.
And you thought he came from the Pirates. It's just after all the talk last offseason about the Pirates trading McCutchen, and that's awful, man. And
so that's obviously, like I said, it's not that we all know the thing about the Pirates, but it's like I can't believe any of your input. Like, you think the Pirates are gonna be cheap? I can't believe it because you don't even know where Andrew McCutchen was. I can't take anything you say worth anything right now.
We talk about like the local media, like that was
worse,
unbelievable. Just like it's just like they pulled like some news guy in the newsroom, like, hey, do you watch baseball? It's like, I took my son to a game or two. Here, write this preview to the offseason article.
It doesn't matter. Ratings are down. No one watches it anyways.
That blows my mind. Like, where's the editor? Where's the fact checking? And just not only the fact that they got the McCutchen trade wrong, because McCutchen was traded to the Yankees at the deadline. So I guess maybe if you're not following it that closely, you're thinking, okay, he was with the Pirates forever. But the fact that because of that move, which they got wrong, and then because of the declining the options of Harrison and Mercer, that the Pirates are totally selling. No, dude, there's nobody left to sell. That they have a young core, and they went and got Archer. Like, what? It just blows my mind.
See, it was the opposite for me because that's still, that's opinion based.
They're both of them are just terrible.
Even though if your opinion could be awful, it's still an opinion based. The thing that got me was the facts. The fact that it wasn't, that's what blew me away. If you're using, if that had happened and you're using that to say that they're, gonna sell or whatever, that's still opinion based or whatever. You have a bad opinion, bad take, but it's opinion. But you got a fact wrong, a huge fact completely wrong. That just boggled my mind.
That was terrible. That was it's like I think I would say I expect to see that in the local media. Now, obviously, the local media better get that right where McCutchen's out. But that big of an error, I would almost see that coming from the local media, not a news source. And then people take Forbes. Their whole salary and how much teams are making, and we always hear that with the Pirates, the Forbes said that they're making $6,000 million, and they're just pocketing
$6,000 million.
Yeah, they're just pocketing all this money. It's a made up amount. That's how much they're making. It's so much money that's just made up. DiNardo, $6,000 million. So we hear all that about how much they're making and pocketing, and they're one of the fourth profited franchises in baseball and in sports. And how are you taking Forbes seriously at this point? How?
I don't know.
How?
But I'll tell you one thing. The Red Sox they're rich, aren't they? The Red Sox just won a World Series, didn't they?
Yep.
Guess how much money they're worth right now?
How much?
Billions and 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 billions.
Are you doing the billions drop?
Billions and billions and billions and billions and billions.
I had an idea.
And billions 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 and billions.
We're off the reservation here.
Billions and 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 billions.
I was like, I can't even hear it, but I'm laughing at you laughing.
And billions 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 and billions.
Are we done?
Billions and billions.
No, but go ahead.
I was gonna say, and the other thing, the last